Okay, Joel, we're back with Control Breakers.
Yeah, we are with this show that we do
We
sometimes.
have, I think, me and you have now cemented an official schedule where we're actually going to get stuff done at a timely manner. So we're good here.
What the hell you say?
What is this alternate world I've woken up in?
Yeah, a schedule. The thing about Comic Book Cast is, we seem very fly by our pants, and we are, but there was a time there where we had a schedule. Then the holidays came around and screwed it over, and we never really got back to it.
Then I became a raging alcoholic and a clubber,
There
and
was
I
that.
wake up every other day. I'm like, what the fuck happened last night?
Geez, it's a good thing that I, am the way I am. It's a good thing I haven't picked up a new addiction or something, or we really would be screwed. Sorry, Armin, can't help you out today. I'm playing World of Warcraft or
Oh
something.
God, no!
Oh, great, Joel became a Warcrafty. Shit.
You're gonna end up like my friend Josh, who has Alliance and Horde tattoos on his body.
Oh, nice,
I'm not
nice.
even kidding. He does.
Wow, that's hardcore.
It's
It's hardcore to
dedication.
get both, because you would think you would only rep one side or the other.
I know it's Alliance for the win, man.
That's like me getting a Coke and Pepsi tattoo on my
Oh,
ass.
that doesn't go. One
No,
on
it
each
doesn't.
butt cheek.
One on each butt cheek. Yep, this
Man,
butt
what is
cheek.
it this week's with podcasts? It's three podcasts where we're completely like derailed in the first minute.
People love the derailing. We've also had some of the best podcasts we've done this week,
People
my
love
dear.
the derailing, and they should see the railing I'm doing on Saturday nights. Whew.
Oh yeah, and I slid down a railing one time. It wasn't great.
Oh man, with that and all the things you talked about, but I could just connect those into one like long string of you talking nasty.
Yeah, I've pretty much assumed that Armin records everything and will blackmail me with it one day, which is why I can never run for any public office because Armin will just be like, Joel, I've got these tapes of you saying stuff.
Oh, none of us are safe on this podcast.
Nope.
So, Joel, with this coming back, we're like midweek into or midway into February.
Yes, we are.
Some games are gonna start. The next gen is finally here, or the current gen, I should say. We're
Yeah.
kicking it off into games that are gonna start flowing in every month now. A few games here and there, and by the end of the year, it should be PS4, Xbox One. Yeah, here's a stream of games constantly. I figure we're gonna talk about a few of the games that are coming out,
Let's do
and
that.
you know to me, I think the first big one that's coming out is, the arguably the big one. This is for Xbox One and PC guys. Titanfall.
Yes, that old Titanfall, the giant fighting robot game.
So I've sunk a good 15, 16 hours into the beta in the last like
I
few
know you
days to
have.
just get my bearings around it. Okay, this is the way that it feels. It's Call of Duty.
Is it?
It's not nothing is different. The way shit pops up on the screen, the XP, the way you shoot, the way you handle, the way you do the hit the people when you want to stab someone, the
Right,
way
the
you
melee.
reload your gun, load out your soldier, pick your perks as you will. It's
Ah,
Call of Duty beat for beat. The
but
only
with robots.
right, the only difference is I can call down my Titan. But here's the difference. Call of Duty, everybody's player controlled. In this,
Right.
the map is littered with like 100 AI people. There's no
Mm-hmm.
discrepancy when you kill a normal player or when you kill an AI. You don't know what you're killing unless you look at the map. But the issue is, when you look at the things popping up, it's so loaded with, oh, headshot, 10 XP, perk here, you've unlocked this, 30 seconds off your Titan, that you don't know if you've actually killed a real player until you look at your scorecard, right? Which you have to hold
Right,
down the
right.
button for. Now, the issue here is, I've gotten the match where I finished first,
Nice.
and I've got something like 59 kills. Only two were actual other players because the AI constantly keeps spawning in this wave where I'm literally just owning them and I'm feeling good about myself
Interesting.
until I look at what I've killed and I'm like, oh, I'm not even killing other people.
Huh.
Because they literally just spawn the AI looking the opposite direction of me, so you can like chain kill three guys and feel good about yourself and get your Titan quicker. Which this game feels like, hey, do you suck at Call of Duty? Well, guess what? Titanfall you're gonna feel good at because it doesn't matter because you're killing every second. Like I ran a whole match where I didn't die once. I spawned three Titans. I took down two Titans. I was using my guy. I was wall running, which was easy as that. I was like bouncing off the walls. Like the game plays so well, but
That's actually really interesting because I know there's a huge market of people out there who like Call of Duty but suck at it, who probably would really dig being able to kill, a bunch of guys in the row and feel better. But God, there's a word for that. What do you call it? It's not tactile. It's fulfilling.
Right.
It's giving you the fulfillment that you probably don't get from Call of Duty because
Exactly.
some people are so goddamn good at it they throw it off for everybody
Right.
else.
Right. And like, I mean, the game. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. I pre-ordered it. My Origin copy on PC is going to unlock on day one. That's it. Like, I'm enjoying it thoroughly. It was fun enough. I love the beta. I'm gonna enjoy and sit down and play it. But the longevity is how much do you like multiplayer?
Mm,
Because there's nothing else. There's no single
true.
player.
And
Uh,
we've been down this road before with other stuff where it's like, hey, it's just multiplayer, guys.
right, and it's like I understand, a lot of people get Call of Duty and they go straight to multiplayer, but there's guys like me that legitimately like single player, and
Same.
this, it's. I feel like it's going to be a good game. A lot of people are, hanging on. Oh, I'm going to buy an Xbox One when this game comes out. I mean, you
Yeah,
really want to spend $500 for one game?
well, hey, you know what? You're talking about the longevity of it. You know how long I think Titanfall is gonna last? Until they release something new on the consoles, which might be a while. So,
Yeah.
it might have a good long while, and who knows? Maybe it'll be the next big thing in multiplayer.
I think it has. It could be. Um, it definitely handles itself well. The only problem I have with is, like I said, if this is going to become a competitive multiplayer game, the AI has to be fixed. Like, if I can go down mowing down 20 guys in about 50 seconds in a map, in a very smaller map that they have, because they have medium-sized maps, which are pretty big, but there's some that are smaller, and you're literally just running around, you're climbing up the walls, jetpacking up, or whatever the hell I'm doing, and I'm literally just owning guys, and like my Titan just keeps getting quicker. I spawn my Titan, and I've already got a build where like I know what to do when I see another Titan. I shoot a few bullets, I bait him to shoot at me, I put up my shield, so I gather up all his bullets, and while
Right.
I'm doing that, I release a missile strike. He puts his shield up, I relaunch his missiles and break his shield, and then I go in and start punching him to death. Like I've already worked out a pattern, and
Right.
a problem I'm having here is when I was level 10, there was a guy that was already level 40. My
Mm-hmm.
strategy doesn't work anymore. His Titan is so OP that I don't stand a chance versus him.
Right.
So, this game's going to need a lot of freaking balancing because,
Balanced for lean.
I've seen a lot of problems, but it is fun. I will say, if you have a PC, even if it's 2 years old, like mine is now at this point, I maxed it out at 1080p, everything on the highest setting, and I was running at like 80, 90 frames a second. So,
That's
the
good.
game handles like butter sliding on your cock. So,
That's a
it's
lot of
okay.
handle. You know how I knew you were digging the game is that you put up your thing on Facebook going, oh yeah, I'm doing the Titanfall beta, and I'm sitting here like, hey, I mean, is that review, is that thing I gave you, is that going to be up today? And they're like, oh yeah, well YouTube, it's running slow and everything. I'll be sure to, not knowing that that I can see when he moves files around on our
Yep.
thing, where it's
Yep.
like, did he just do the kid excuse where it's like, yeah, Joel, I'll totally get my homework done, I'll totally get it done. Oh
Well,
shit, he caught
the
me.
thing I had with the whole fucking YouTube thing, sometimes I have to re-upload the same video 2 or 3 times so it'll process if it's over like 10 minutes long. So I literally had to re-render a new version under a different file format, which now we're using MP4s, which is what YouTube wants. For some reason, it didn't want to process my MP4, so I had to re-upload as a Windows Media video or whatever, which
Huh.
is the old thing that used to go corrupt.
Yeah.
Like literally, YouTube is just literally anal. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So, oh my god, it's getting problematic.
Shh, don't let our YouTube masters hear you.
But yeah, Titanfall, it's good. If you like Call of Duty, you'll like this. I even for a second, like Shay was sitting there, she's playing Mass Effect, and she
Right.
comes over and taps me on her shoulder. She was like, "You need to take a break." I was like, "Why?" She was like, "You're turning into COD, kid." So I was literally like, "Yeah, bitch, yeah, what are you gonna do now?" Like I had my microphone on it. Like I remember there was one guy, right? And here's the scene that happened. Let me set it up for you. I spawned my Titan and I let it sit in the middle of the field to bait them towards it once the shield goes down, so someone could try to get in it.
Uh-huh.
I jump off the building and I get in my Titan, and the guy starts running. He spawns his Titan at the other side of the map, so I let him get to it, right?
Right.
I eject out of my Titan and I put my Titan on follow, so it starts fighting him. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
know I was in him, or I wasn't in my Titan. I slowly jetpack down onto the dude's back, shoot his like freaking energy field out where he gets out of his. And
Right.
as he's running towards my tank, I go behind him and I shank him in the side. I was like, oh, that was good. And right at that point, like as he died, I realized I said, yeah, what the fuck you gonna do now, bitch? And I just turned the game off. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
I've become that
I was like,
guy. I've
I am
become
that guy
everything.
right now. I am done playing for a moment.
They're like, and your mom's a whore, man. Gay.
I was like, yeah, this is too much. I've become what I hate most.
And then you pounded an energy drink and danced to dubstep.
To be fair, I had like 4 Jaeger bombs from the night before in my system,
Well,
so my
there you
stomach was killing me.
go. And I'm sure one of our fans with there's like, but Joel, what's wrong with dubstep? I don't know enough about dubstep
What's
to
wrong
make.
with dubstep? Go watch the new RoboCop movie and tell me what they did to the RoboCop theme.
Wobble, 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 wobble.
So the second thing we want to talk about is something you're very passionate about, and I also recently got into, and that's South Park.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
Hell
now
yeah.
let's talk about that stick of truth and the Jew class.
The Jew class. You have all your classic RPG classes: fighter, mage, thief, and Jew. The Jew gets more money in combat.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's so South Park. It's great too because Cartman is narrating the whole thing, and when you pick the Jew class, he's like, "Ah, Jew. I guess that means we can't be friends, huh?"
This
Man,
game, man, this game.
looks exactly like the show, even in combat. That is just amazing.
Uh-huh.
Like, I mean, you've played a lot of video games based on shows and movies, but to actually get the feeling like you're playing the show.
Well, one of the things I read that was interesting was like a huge play of the first level. And one of the guys playing it is like, yeah, I explored South Park. I went to everybody's house, every room you can explore. You can like look in their closets and their drawers. And it's like loaded with references to old episodes. I'm like, oh my god, fan service, you know?
Yeah, it's fan service the game, and the creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, have worked very closely on this. They wanted it to be the best game it could possibly be, and geez, from what I've seen so far, this might be Obsidian's best game ever.
Right, right. Oh
It
god.
has the chance. I mean, here's hoping it isn't buggy as shit on day one like most Obsidian games, but I don't see how it could be.
I know, right? God. I mean, there's so much like you can do with South Park, and this game looks like it's really gonna do it well. And I'm hoping that when you do different classes and stuff, like the game alters somewhat to how people react to you.
Yeah, well, what I loved about it from what I've seen there is that there is some damn good, like, turn-based RPG mechanics going on in there, and I cannot remember the last really good, just straightforward turn-based RPG that wasn't like Persona or something.
Right, right. Oh
Had to
God.
get that little Persona thing in there,
Of course
didn't
you
I?
did. You and your
Damn.
JRPG stuff.
Dude, Persona's like the last good JRPG, so I mean, I think I'm allowed to hang on to it. I mean, like, shit, I think Lightning Returns was released this week, like the third part of the Final Fantasy 13 series, or as Square
I
Enix
can't
calls it.
believe that one on past one. Like,
No, you know what it is? It's like Square Enix is like, oh, you didn't like Final Fantasy 13, did you? Well, guess what? We're gonna jam it down your fucking throat till you like it. You're gonna take it till you love it, even though this third one we completely throw out a lot of the Final Fantasy stuff where now you don't actually collect a team like you used to. Now it's literally just Lightning. It's all Lightning story. But Lightning's a bland hero. Go fuck yourself. You love her. You love her and you can dress her up, god damn it.
goddamn.
But hey, Final Fantasy 14 looks pretty sick, and it's,
Yeah.
you know,
You know
that,
what? I'm not getting excited for Final Fantasy anymore until I play it myself. Because
well,
13 got all the greatest reviews people are getting. It's every review, so I was like, best Final Fantasy ever!
that's
And it
always,
was all just next gen hype because it was the first Final Fantasy of the generation.
it looks pretty. They always look pretty.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, well, so doesn't a porn star till we get up close.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. All right, Joel. So yeah. Now there's another game that's coming out in about a week, maybe like 9 days from now. That I'm very excited for. Thief 4.
I have heard of this thief that
Oh
you
man.
speak of.
Oh man. So Thief, probably the most iconic stealth series and assassin series you will ever play. I mean, you can
It's
literally.
the original. It's the
Yeah.
OG.
I mean, Thief 2, is arguably the best stealth game ever made. The hardcore, I can't wait. Like, just the prospect of, okay, you can beat the whole game without being seen once. Yeah, that tickles very many fancies on me. Okay, like
Yeah, and I mean, Thief fans are some of the most fanatic fans out there, and it's nice to see that the company making it is kind of, trying to meet the fans and their expectations, where it's like, look, there's difficulty modes here that are the most punishing difficulty modes
yeah, what
imaginable.
is it
Does
like?
that make you feel
True
better?
thief mode is if you get seen once in the game, you lose and your game gets deleted.
Something
I'm
like
gonna
that.
play that shit to death.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to cater to the hardcore, which is good
Right.
because it's really those people who you kind of need to sell the game by telling everyone else it's
Uh-huh.
okay.
What
I
I'm
look I
what,
looked at a bunch of the gameplay footage and it looked amazing, but you know what instantly got in my head? Dishonored.
yep. It looks very Dishonored, I'm not gonna lie. But yet again, Dishonored is also very Thief 2
Thief.
influenced,
Yeah.
so
So there you go.
I
So
mean
it's the big wheel
the
of video game incest.
the idea to me that really gets me onto these games is like I can, I'll use this for an example. In one of the older Thief games, there's a mission where you have to sneak into the castle and steal like this opal type of thing, right? Now, I hung out on like behind this like one barrel and I watched how the guards were moving, what their pattern was, right? So then I was like, okay, well, there's that open window over there. I can go through the front door if I just use my water arrow to blow out the light, right? Or I can create a distraction over here, get them out there, and I'll climb up this like rope and I'll be on top of the castle for a higher vantage point to look into the middle of it. So I did that one while I distracted them. And what was awesome was they relayed to the guards inside that something happened. So their behavior changed. So I had to adapt to what I was seeing. And I'm like, okay, so if I didn't do that, if I would have just gone through the window that I saw open where they wouldn't see me, that AI interaction would have never changed, because they never would have been aware that there's something going on.
Hmm.
Where I love that adaptive thing where if they see me once, they alert everybody, then the complete AI algorithm changes in a stealth game. Like, that's what really gets me onto these games. It's like you have to balance out what you're doing perfectly, or everything's gonna go wrong. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be awesome. Like this is what I want.
Well, I kind of like almost the arcadey nature of it, where instead of a score up above, you have your cash meter.
Right.
That I like. I like being told how much money I have by stealing, and really, no game outside Thief, really gives you that, feeling.
True. Oh, I can't wait for Thief. I mean, I'll get that, and once I play through it, I'll make sure I talk about it on the Control Breakers because that's gonna be one of those games where I don't show up for a few days till I beat it. I'm just like, what happened?
Yeah, it looks very fun, looks very interesting for
Yep.
sure.
Can't fucking wait.
Hmm.
All right, so another thing that came out this week, I don't think either one of us has played it yet, but Last of Us Left Behind came out.
No, I haven't had a chance to play it yet because I was in the weird position that Last of Us was completely sold out from my store, so the only way I could play it was to download like a gigantic copy that took 6 hours digitally. So now it's like, oh god, and this too.
Yep. Well, the thing, I'm looking at this is like, I love, The Last of Us.
Same.
Phenomenal game, greatness, great storytelling. Naughty Dog has won literally every award show they ever go to in the last, like, everything, like the Dice Awards that just came up. They've won
It's
everything they're nominated. And, like, this game is just, from a story point, how it's told and how a game handles, mature content. There hasn't been a game that does it to this level, right? So,
yeah.
and this is the prequel dealing with Ellie, and I think the thing looking at it because I only wanted to look at a few gameplay videos just to see what it was. I, Once again, Naughty Dog is telling you a story, and
Yeah.
just when you read the description, it's like two girls at a day in the mall. That's something you see every day. But here it's a post-apocalyptic world, and they're going by, and like I'm looking at a video, it's like they're just enjoying themselves on this like merry-go-round, and I'm
Yeah.
like, but the mindset is different, and like I just can't wait to spend 3 hours more in that world and knowing how Naughty Dog tells a story without telling the story. And
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna be like, God damn it, Naughty Dog, like, and that's why I don't want to play it yet, because then I'm just gonna sit there being like, well, nothing can compare for another 2 weeks now.
Well, also, and let's face it too, that this story, between Ellie and her friend there, whose name escapes me, we know how this one ends,
Yeah.
don't we? And it doesn't end
Yep.
good. They're basically setting you up for the feels, is what they're doing. They're
Of
setting you
course
up
they
for
are.
it.
I so I will play this. I might play it next week or the week after, or maybe 3 weeks from now. But I'm definitely gonna play it. And The way I'm gonna play it though is I want to see if anything changes my perception of the game. I'm gonna play the DLC and I'm gonna replay The Last of Us right after it,
Of course. Yeah.
just to see how it meshes up and if her character, like if there's any subtle hints at, yeah, this is what she's been through. It's like stuff like that. So I just want to see that type of stuff.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, that. Now let's talk about the games we're most excited for this year, Joel.
Why, yes.
I'll start Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I'm not liking the idea of having to pay money for it, but if I was to pay money for anything, I'd do it for that. It looks uber fun, that's for sure.
I guess it's now the NDA is lifted or whatever the hell that's called. I can talk about it since I've been in the beta for like 4 months now. I've been in it since alpha through winging my dick around with CBC. I was like, no, look, I'm legitimate, and they sent me an alpha key, so I've been playing forever.
Shit, I would love to wave my dick around to get stuff like that, but then I remember, shit, I got a crappy gaming laptop, I can't run a lot of shit.
So I like what it's doing. It definitely feels Elder Scrollsy, if that's even a word.
Very scrollsy.
Yeah, very scrollsy. I'm definitely excited for it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff of it. It looks very interesting. I like the 3-tier faction battle thing going on. I like all the creative stuff. It looks quite fun.
Yeah, it very much does. I'm very excited for it. The other game I'm really excited for, I want to play The Wolf Among Us. Is that it?
Yeah, The Wolf.
And I'm not playing it episodically because I hate that shit. So
yeah, I'm waiting for it to be done. The first part's already out. Second part came out just recently, but again, too much like how I played all of Walking Dead in one sitting, I am waiting for this to be done.
Yeah, I have to. There's no way I can just month or every 3 months or whatever the schedule is.
Especially as it seems like Telltale is taking on more and more projects by the look.
Oh
of it.
yeah.
Like shit. I haven't even played the first part of the new Walking Dead yet. That's another one I'm gonna have to wait to be done before I can play.
Same here.
And I'm trying really hard not to spoil it for myself.
Mm-hmm. Now, 2 of the other games, actually there's 3 more other games that I'm really looking forward to. One, The Evil Within.
Yes, Evil Within.
Mikami coming back, old OG Resident Evil mastermind.
Yeah, with him basically saying, "This is what Resident Evil should have become."
Well, thank you, stereotypical South Park Asian.
You are welcome, Armina, son.
So that I'm deeply excited for. I'm gonna get that. Of course, I know our buddy Tristan. He's gonna probably. Even if that game sucks, he won't admit it to himself, so...
Oh, why? Is he a big Mikami fan?
Oh, he seems to love everything that dude does, so, or is following.
He's a magical man, Mikami, and I will say The Evil Within looks dope as hell. I will say that much most definitely. I'll have one, and I'm sure you'll agree with this, too, and that has to be Destiny. This is Bungie's
That was my next one.
Yeah, Destiny, I mean, looks cool, man. I never got into the Halo things because I never had the system for it. But from what I've seen of Destiny, looks pretty sick.
I mean, Destiny, just knowing how Bungie makes good online and knowing how they like to build the entire world, based on history, you could, if you were to take the Halo lore that Bungie built and put it into a textbook, it'd be bigger than the Bible itself. It's huge.
They have done it, and it is. And what I like about it is, the whole seamless multiplayer thing. I got a very almost Borderlands vibe off where it's like, oh, and I can play this with my friends. How nice.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
So, if I ever get into a jam, you can come in, Mr. OP Armin, who I'm sure will be playing it nonstop, and be like, it's okay, Joel, I got your back.
That's pretty much it. Now, my last game, this is my most excited for game this year. Then no one will agree with me in the comments. EA Sports UFC.
What? Say sport. What are these sports of which you speak?
I know. Everybody's always like, why are you so excited for this? I'm like, you don't understand. It's the sports. I get to play as all the fighters I like.
Now, these sports, is this like the physical activity thing where the people sweat?
Yes, there is some sweating. There's a lot of man-on-man grabbing.
Well, now I can see why you like it.
You can. I mean, there's a lot of bicep rubbing. So,
most definitely. Now, has anybody really managed to, capture the MMA thing in a game? Because I loved the Fight Night series.
Okay,
that was the series that was the one sports series I really got into.
Here's the thing. UFC and EA originally were going to make a game.
Right.
Dana White, the president of UFC, told EA to pretty much fuck themselves. He went over to Activision, and Activision made UFC Undisputed.
I remember that one.
EA said, "Oh, fuck you, Dana White." They went to the Strikeforce League, which UFC bought just months after this game came out, and EA made EA MMA Strikeforce.
Right, right.
The UFC game, Undisputed, was great. The Strikeforce game was fucking amazing. Because they managed to get everything. Different body parts, how you do them, submissions to like... So you could even like focus on certain body parts from a different submission. Like they got technical in there. It was a deep game to get into.
Right.
After that, and after the whole Activision or THQ thing, that was the UFC Undisputed games, THQ bankrupt. There wasn't going to be any more UFC games. Until, what was it, I think last year, Dana White walks out on the EA stage and goes, "So this is bound to happen." And they just announced the game. I flipped the shit out because I'm like, EA made the best MMA game ever. Now with the UFC game, and they said they're going to feature over 100 fighters from around the world. And since UFC pretty much has all the top fighters now, like I'm a guy who looks at MMA, and every pay-per-view I watch it. I watch The Ultimate Fighter. I watch all the UFC fight nights. I'm the guy that goes to the bars on a major fight and, is sitting there eating the chicken wings, screaming at the screen with 100 other meatheads. So this is, this is my type of game. Like, when this game comes out, I'm done. Like, I'm done.
I tell you what, Armin, because this is EA, you'll buy the game, you'll love it, and then you can buy it for the next 3 years as they re-release it. So there you go, buddy. There you go.
Fuck you.
With minor tweaks and improvements, but we'll still charge you $60 for what at this point should be DLC.
Oh.
That's the EA way.
That is the EA way.
It's in the game, and we're also in your ass all the time.
I'm hoping that this game has a very good leg snap simulator, so when I play as Anderson Silva, I can just see his leg fucking U-fold.
Break.
Look that shit up on YouTube, kids. Anderson Silva leg break.
Do I want to?
Disgusted.
Oh, jeez, that sounds fun.
Your shin bone should not snap, and your foot should not be pointed towards your face.
No, it should.
That should never happen. So, so that game. What's your most excited for game, though?
Well, again, I don't know when we're going to get it now, but I mean, I think, of course, the game that we've been saying is our most, wanted game forever is, of course, freaking Watch Dogs. When's the Watch Dogs coming out?
Yeah, I don't know.
When can I get my hands on the Watch Dogs? Them dogs is badass.
Apparently, it's still spring, so probably not.
Come on, Ubisoft, let the dogs out. Let the Watch Dogs out.
Oh, wait, hold on. One game I forgot to mention. The Order, 1886.
Yeah, I haven't seen any footage from that yet, but I love steampunk, I love Victorian.
They said that was all in-game.
So
everybody said, bullshit. And then we're hearing all the reports of people that played it that can't show everything. They go, it looks better than the cinematic because they have time to improve it. My mind just literally melted. I'm like, it looks better than what they showed? Holy shit.
There was another one I heard about just recently called Evolution.
Yeah. Oh, Evolve, you mean?
Evolve, yeah. Evolve. That one looks pretty fun. Basically, it's like a big Monster Hunter thing.
Yeah.
Is what it is, where you play 4 characters of very Left 4 Dead style almost.
Right.
And it's you and your buddies hunting this giant predator monster, basically. That sounds interesting. That sounds like something we at the Comic Book Cast could do.
Probably expect the Let's Plays on the PC.
Yeah, it would be fun for a second. Then, after, Armin decides to Red Hood it and it's every man for himself, it's just us shooting each other.
Shut up.
The greatest enemy is man, you see.
Now, a few of the other games, let's see, there's Alien Isolation.
Are you still excited for Aliens Isolation?
I'm excited for every Alien game until it disappoints me.
You fan, you.
Let's see what else. What's Drive Club for me, of course. Driving.
I talked about racing that. And your sports.
And what else is there? There was that one game I was real excited for. Oh, Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually gotten into the Dragon Age series, but Inquisition.
Oh, good. Well, you have one game to play before you play the third one, so make sure you play Dragon Age Origins.
Play the good one. It's $19.99 on Steam.
Such a good game.
Hey, I could probably play it on my gaming laptop that it is now. So yeah, maybe now's the time to catch the Dragon Age bug.
I would suggest you play Dragon Age on PS3.
Really?
As good as the PC version is, the PC version wants you to take a more tactical approach, which is that isometric top-down view.
Right.
Dragon Age on console is more over-the-shoulder play as an action game.
Nice. Wow, and that's PC Master Race Armin telling me that.
Yep. Somewhere
Wow.
right now, Matt is having a heart attack.
Of course he is. But then again, Matt has a lot of heart attacks every day.
Yeah, Matt is pretty much the king of the wave, the PC Master Race flag, so...
Yeah, he's very much into that.
Something I've been wanting to ask you, Joel.
Mm-hmm.
What is your ETA on PS4 purchase? You haven't talked about that yet.
As soon as I get some money. I mean, I didn't buy one at the Christmas rush because, I figured, like, well, there's really nothing to play. I only want Origins and Assassins, and I can get that on my PlayStation 3 anyway. I also went through a weird situation at home where I basically stopped suckling on the cable teat. I cut the cable out, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm spending all this money on trash TV I don't watch. So now my PlayStation 3 has become my home entertainment hub. I watch everything on there now.
Right.
I watch all my shows. I do Crackle. I do YouTube. I listen to our podcast on the PlayStation, on the big TV to show people all the interviews I've done. So that's making me a little wary, too, because I'm like, well, crap, if I buy a PlayStation 4, it means I'm going to have to unplug the PlayStation 3, which means I'm going to have nothing to watch in this room. So do I need a new TV or what?
Right,
I'm in a weird position.
See, I'm at this point where I have my PS4, but I'm waiting for the, Thief to come out. A lot of my games I'm still buying on PS3 because they're just not on PS4, like South Park Stick of Truth and the Marvel Lego game that's pretty much the same fucking game. No graphics are better. So I did the crazy thing. I used my PlayStation Plus, uploaded all my saves, wiped the hard drive, replaced it with a 1.5 terabyte, and I've gone back through my entire PlayStation store list, and I've re-downloaded all 500 plus PlayStation games I bought on PSN.
Oh, awesome. You can do that. Cool.
So it's literally loaded with all of them, and they're just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well, at some point, if my daughter or anything ever wants to play any of these games, hey, do you have Spyro 1? Yeah, it's on the PS3. Go scroll down half hour, and you'll find it. So
Spyro was my first game on the PlayStation 1. That was the first game I ever bought for myself, Spyro 1. I have warm memories of Spyro.
Same here. Now, there's something that I find weird, Did you know that Spyro Skylanders, Adventures, is the hottest selling toy every year for 3 years now?
Makes sense. Well, it's pretty much everything.
Yup. Crazy. So there's that. Our anticipated games. This show, it happened.
It was a show that we did, and people seem to like it.
Yep. And the reason we're not so frequent with this, people, is once again, there's not many games to play. Actually, dry spell. I mean, once Titanfall and Thief and Stick of Truth is out, we'll be here regularly. So,
and when PlayStation Now comes out, there's something I want to hop into and want to tell everybody about.
Right.
Because I think that's the way of the future if that one works. And hey, speaking of Spyro and Skylanders, which you were, do you know who voices Spyro and Skylanders?
I do not.
Well, he's a little fella by the name of Josh Keaton, who is also the voice of the Spectacular Spider-Man and Green Lantern, who I talked to, and who, if you haven't checked it out already, I have an interview with him on the channel. So go listen to me talk to Spyro.
Yeah. Sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us for another Control Breakers. We'll be back with another one.
Yes, this was fun. Come back for more fun time.